Hello, everyone. My name is Marissa Stoffel, and this is my diversity field experience presentation. I focus on the category of gender and sexual orientation, and I interviewed a 21-year-old female who is a lesbian and a 23-year-old male who is gay. These interviews were conducted via Zoom. I wanted to start off by mentioning I went to high school with both these participants and were good friends with them while in high school. I found it very interesting to chat with them and catch up and talk about, some of the same experiences we went through in high school, but how they varied and different because they were gay and I was a straight female. So I found that I got a lot out of this, considering we went through a lot of the same experiences, but had, viewed them differently. So hopping right into school, we focus mainly on high school experience, but they both reported they had an overall positive high school experience. They both made the most of it. The female participant was in sports and a variety of clubs in high school, while the male participant participated in clubs, specifically Future Business Leaders of America. They felt like they found good people in the things that they did. They participated in what others did and felt that they, made the most of their time in high school, even though it did feel isolating at times. Both talked about how there weren't that many gay and lesbian people out at our high school, and the ones that were out, were more considered outcasts. The female participant specifically talked about how she wanted to prove that a gay person can play sports, they can have good grades, and they don't necessarily need to get in trouble. And at times she felt like she was representing a whole community, which felt overwhelming and could be isolating at times. They both have experienced bullying throughout their school career. In high school, it was more not necessarily to their face, but behind their back. The male participant had a story just talking about when he was in a gym class, he heard about another student going up to someone in his gym class saying, "Oh, is it weird sharing a locker room with him because he's gay?" That made him feel like he couldn't do the same things as his straight peers, and made him feel uncomfortable when to him, it wasn't a big deal that he was sharing a locker room. So it definitely they both said it affected them, even though it wasn't to their face and whatnot. But they both found their stride outside of high school. The female participant went to college where she found now has a girlfriend. Their roommates, all her roommates have been gay or lesbian. She's really found people who are like her and have had similar experiences, and she's really grown into who she is as a person. She's always talked about how confident she was in who she was once she, realized, she was gay. She has always been confident. She just owned it and was always honest about herself and honest with who she was. But she really grew into that more when she was outside of high school. The male participant, he continued to, work on his business, build his business where he found his people. He's also found his people by going to the gym. So they've both expressed how much their life has flourished and gotten better outside of high school. I talked to them about teachers and what good qualities teachers had or what made them, feel seen by their teachers. The female participant talked a lot about representation. She would have loved to have a teacher that was openly gay or lesbian. She felt like that would have just made things not necessarily a lot easier, but it just would have made her feel better and feel like, it does get better. Knowing that they have a job or they have a partner or they're happy. She just thinks that representation is important, just, across the board, with everything, having male teachers, having teachers of color. She just really spoke to the importance of representation. They both echoed how, most of their teachers kept telling them college will be your time, or high school is not where you're going to peak. You are going to peak when you are outside of high school. And they both, as I mentioned on the last slide, like they both found that to be true. The male participant talked about how small gestures went a long way. Even just having a sign that says all are welcome here on their door really, really just helped know that, all right, this teacher is going to be here for me. And they just the female participant talked about how the teachers that really helped her were just open and accepting and let her know that they're there to support her, that she can be her best, she can be her worst in their classroom, that they want to help and they want to, they're going to accept her, however she is. I want to touch a little bit on dating and relationships, because both talked about how there's such a small dating pool in high school. At times they felt lonely or jealous of their peers who were dating and always had many people to interact with or date. Like as mentioned before, not many people were out or openly gay in their high school. So as mentioned, it felt lonely. And after high school, they felt it to be more acceptable to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, which they both now, the female participant has a girlfriend and the male participant has a boyfriend. They felt like in high school, it was a topic of conversation, it was gossip, where now it just feels normal to them and they feel, similar to their peers. And lastly, I want to talk about the importance of this, just the importance of, understanding a gay or lesbian's high school experience. I have a few statistics here, but 65% of students or LGBT students hear homophobic remarks. 30% have missed at least one day of school because they felt unsafe or uncomfortable. 85% were verbally harassed. And when they experience higher levels of victimization and discrimination, it leads to worse outcomes for these students. So I think it's extremely important. I talked to both participants about, the adversity they felt because of being gay or lesbian, and the male participant talked about how he always was honest with himself, and he was always himself throughout high school, even throughout the hardships. They even mentioned how both talked about how many people had come out to them even before these people had come out to, the majority of people. So they felt that, just allowing people to have a safe space to do that is important as a student and especially as a teacher. The female participant talked about how she's always worked hard and she's been doing whatever she can to set herself up for some success and to just continue to be confident in herself and her skin. I think that kind of speaks for itself, and how these people had, as mentioned, a relatively, in general, positive experience in high school, but they've come out to be very successful people and people who really are proud of who they are. So I think that's why this topic is so important, and teachers should, consider that and really create a welcoming environment and teach all their students that all are welcome. So thank you for listening to my presentation.